Hey guys, welcome. Okay, we're live. I'm trying to talk a little bit loud if I can. The music behind me is a little bit loud at this particular Starbucks, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. So basically, what are we talking about today? So how do you treat your side hustle? We're really going to be trying to analyze what's the difference between people that work in companies that do network marketing or a hybrid version of network marketing that are top income producers. They've reached a 7+ figure income. How do they treat those businesses? Is it just by accident? Are they some special person that, just got lucky? Or is there something to it that can be copied, that other people can learn from and duplicate? Because if they can duplicate it, they can achieve it, right? Of course, everybody wants to have the easy way. Everybody wants to be able to add a side hustle to whatever else they're doing and have that side hustle magically over time turn into a 6 to 7 figure income. It's just not going to happen. Don't kid yourself. Don't fool yourself. If you treat your side hustle like a hobby, like a little part-time, like when you were a kid and you used to see your friends set up a lemonade stand, just to make a few extra bucks, whatever. That's how most people treat these side hustles. And unfortunately, they're never going to achieve any real success, because if they're not serious about it, then people that they recruit to build a team will not be serious about it. And, if they make an extra $50 a month, no big deal. But if you're really looking to do something serious, then you have to copy the ones that are getting the results that you want. And the results that you want will require determination, will require you to be focused. And I'm not telling you anything you probably haven't heard before, but the challenge is that today is a brand new day. Today is the beginning of a brand new decade. Whether you want to count 2020 starting in 2020 or 2021, it is a brand new decade, right? 2000 to 2019 ended a decade. 2000 to 2010 ended a decade. 2010 to 2019 ended a decade. And we're starting another decade from 2020 to 2030. So today's the first day. You can view it as just another day and continue in your old habits and continue getting the same results that you were getting last year, the year before, and the year before, and the year before. Or you can actually make it a plan where you literally have written your goals, what you want to accomplish in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days. By January, do you want to add an extra $10,000 to your already existing income? By February, do you want to add an extra 30,000 or 20,000, and so on and so forth? Every month you should be adding an extra 10,000. But how are you going to do that? If you treat your side hustle just like a little hobby, that it doesn't matter if you don't do it today, and if you forget to do it and other things get in the way, you can keep doing that, but you will not get results. And when you don't get results, you get discouraged. And when you get discouraged, you drop out. And then you're just going to be hopscotching from one to the next. What's the next deal that comes along? If you continue to live your life that way, then what are you really offering to other people? If you don't even do it for yourself, and that's who you are attracting into your business. So part of this business is not the product. It's not even the tools. It's really your habits, because your habits come down to how much time you spend, how many hours a day are you planning to devote to this, and then how many hours a day or a week are you spending in actually doing the business, focusing on learning how to self-improve, how to spend more quality time. Because let's face it, if you asked me, hey, how many hours a day can you spend doing this? And I said, well, I only have basically 2 hours a day because I work a regular 40-hour-a-week job. That's why we call it a side hustle. Okay, so with those 2 hours, what do I do with those 2 hours? Have I sampled the product? Do I have a testimony? How am I going to sell something if I don't even have a story? So what I really need to do is I really need to sample the product so that I can have a story. So if I'm waiting and waiting and waiting to sample the product, then it's just going to take me that much longer to have my own story, because when you have your own story, it's much more believable than if you're just using other people's stories. Second, what you're learning and how you're learning it. How are you learning how to recruit? And who's your mentor? Do you have a mentor? Who's your coach? Who's your trainer? How are you learning how to use social media, how to use Facebook to recruit? Because it isn't by accident. You're not going to just wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden be this really great recruiter, right? In Grant Cardone's book, and one of the phrases that he teaches in his book, this guy's a multi-millionaire. He says, learn to sell or be sold. So you're either going to be sold by somebody else or you're going to be selling somebody. And what that means is that you have to understand that in a conversation, when there's two people, you're either going to get somebody to do it or they're going to sell you in not wanting to do it. Now, one of the things that I found very effective is I don't really chase people, or not so much chase, but I don't, they say the fortune's in the follow-up, but you have to have things in place that will continually follow up so that you can automate a lot of that, right? But basically, learning how to set your schedule, learning how you can schedule your time so that you can be effective, even with an hour, 2 hours a day, or 5 hours a week, depends on what you do with that time and how you're spending that time. So basically, I would say the first thing that you want to think about is how many hours a day you can devote, whatever time that you have for it, but then stick to those hours. Make this side hustle as important as if you were working and your boss says, hey, you didn't show up for work, or that you were a pilot of an airplane and you didn't do a check to make sure everything was safe before takeoff. I mean, how you treat your business is going to be how your team will treat it. If you just treat it like, hey, it's okay, and I'll show up whenever I feel like it, and I'll work it whenever I feel like it. You don't have a system, you're not organized, there's no process, then you are just out there just, hoping that just somehow an act of God is going to happen to get you somebody who's going to want to join. And forget about going to your friends and family. I mean, if you're dependent on your friends and family to help you make this business, to grow this business, you're going about it like watching grass grow will be quicker than how you're going about it. That's not how you would build a business. If you started a company, are you going to go and target all your friends and family? Of course not. It doesn't matter what that business is, but you can't rely on your friends and family. You have to know how to build a business and where to go fishing to find people that want what you have already. You just don't know where they're at. Well, you're in luck, or you can be thankful that I'm putting together a group of 10 students starting next week, January 7th. For 4 weeks, you're going to have the ability to learn these techniques 2 hours a week, and you watch that you're going to get results. I'm going to show 10 students what I do and how easy it is to duplicate. If you're interested, you just go to the link that you see here, workwithjoeanthony.com, workwithjoeanthony.com, and get started. That is, and I would say if you're not following me on Facebook, then you should be following me on Facebook. And I will show you how you can build and add 30 people a day. You can add 30 people a day. And if you're interested, there is a program that I have that can even show you how to add an extra $1,000 a day to your income if you're interested, in addition to what you're doing. Because a lot of what people are waiting for is the back end residual income to come in. But in the meantime, they don't have a front end. So they need money to come in today so that they can continue their back end business, which pays them residual income, which that builds up over time. It takes a while for a residual network marketing business. You know, when you have maybe 5,000 to 10,000 people in your downline, and you've got $1 million going through, and you're getting a percentage residual income of $1 million a month. Now you've got something. You know, now you've got something. So if you're getting 10% of $1 million, you're getting 100,000 a month. That's a 7-figure income for you, right? But in order to get to that level, you know, it doesn't just happen by through osmosis. You have to do some work, and you have to do some work in yourself and invest some money in yourself in doing the personal development. So I'm going to offer that up, guys. The class starts January 7th next week. So if you're interested, I'm only limiting it to 10 people. And we'll do it virtual, and you'll have access to my library. And you'll have access to actually being trained on the correct way, show you where you can find an unlimited amount of prospects who want what you have for any business, really, not just, you know, for a network marketing business. For any business, this will work to either boost whatever existing business you have, or you can use it and the platform, as I said, to generate 1K a day. I've got some students that have generated 20 to 30,000 in their first 30 days. So with that, guys, happy new decade, 2020. And today is the first day of the rest of the 364 days. So don't squander your days. Don't squander 2020. Don't let 2020 go by just like you did the last 10 years. This is your chance to make a difference. Make a difference for you, for your family, and for those that depend on you to lead the way. And that is duplication. All right, guys. Peace out. Talk to you soon.